Well, guys, I feel like we have not been on a stream in quite a long time. It feels like it's been a long time. Really, it's been like 4 days. But anyways, how's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Labor Day. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I want to start with a couple of housekeeping things with you guys. You guys come in here to the stream. If you are in here, welcome in, both on YT and on TikTok. I want to let you guys know I have a stream schedule set up on how I'm going to kind of be doing the next couple of weeks here as we're in peak hurricane season, which officially hits peak in 9 days. So that's something... You know, I'm about sick of doing that. This is what happens when I don't show up and I can't do streams for more than a day. Every time I take time off, this is what happens. I'm a mess. I fall apart. It's like a disaster. So you guys can hear me now, right? I'm assuming so. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. We're gonna guess that. We're gonna guess that. Okay. Let's start over. How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys are doing great. Happy Labor Day to you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day out there. Like I said, it's been a couple days since we've been on here. I had family in town. We are going to get back into this. We are going to have a full set of live streams every day going forward here. We are going to have 3 live streams a day, barring one time or two where I'm not able to do a third one. But I am going to be doing 3 live streams a day. I'm going to kind of let you guys know the schedule, at least the time frame. I need to get the Discord link fixed on my phone as well, so you guys can get into my Discord. We'll start out with this. So if you're not in my Discord, you need to hop in my Discord, because every single morning between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. or 10 a.m., depending on how long the morning is, I'm going to be sitting in the Discord, and if you guys are in there and you're awake and you want to come hang out with Mezzo Matt while I work on video stuff for the day, or you want to ask questions about weather, that is the time to do that while we're not in stream. So I will be starting that process tomorrow. If you're on my weather team, you can join that as well. You don't have to not be on the weather team or, you know, whatever to be in there. Anybody can join. That will be in our main Discord. And then also starting tomorrow, we're going to have 3 live streams today. That is the plan. We'll have a live stream between 10 a.m. and noon. We'll have a second live stream between 2 and 4. And then we'll have another live stream between 6, 8, and 9. If there's weather coverage that needs to happen, clearly that will happen. Or if there's hurricane coverage, that'll happen. But that's the time frame when we don't have like coverage for anything going on. So if you are interested in wanting to join the Discord, let me get that fixed real quick on my phone. That's not what I wanted to do. Let me get that fixed for you guys here. Give me just a moment. Hold on just a second. I don't know why it does that. It seems to be that this is an issue a lot and it's annoying. Also, if you have not followed, hit the follow button. I do appreciate you guys. All right, where do I go to do this? Hold on just a minute. We're gonna fix it because that's what we do. What Mezzo Matt does is he fixes everything before he breaks it. That is not what I wanted. We're gonna talk weather here in just a second, guys. I'm getting this fixed so you guys can join. You are coming into the stream. Welcome in. Tap the screen. Bill, good to see you on YT. Appreciate you for hopping in as well. This is annoying. Slay singing. I cannot sing worth nothing. Mezzo Matt cannot sing. That's not a thing. I appreciate it, but I cannot sing. Okay. Here we go. Let me get a permanent code. This process is so annoying. I swear, guys. I swear it's just annoying. I have to do this like every 7 days. Every 7 days. Okay, it should be good now. If you want to enter my Discord, the link's in my bio. It should work. If it doesn't work, I'll just have to start sending it to people because I don't know anymore at this point. But it should work because that's what matters at the end of the day. All right, let's talk weather. So here we go. Also, guys, if you can see on the bottom of your screen, we do have a new overlay, a revamped overlay. We've been getting some updates done on that as well. My person that does that for me has been updating it and working his butt off. So new stuff coming in. We'll have flood warnings. hurricane stuff, severe weather stuff, all the lovely stuff. So that's there. We have that back up and running, which is super exciting. But yeah, just a lot of just upgrades, things happen in streams, which is super, super cool. All right, let's talk about what we got on the screen here. We'll start out with that satellite imagery here. You guys can see on your screen, and that satellite imagery showing right now a pretty quiet United States. There's not a lot going on. And with that being said, there's a little upper level low disturbance here, which is giving us a little bit of severe weather today from southern Kansas back in northwestern portions of Oklahoma. If you are in Oklahoma, western Oklahoma, southern Kansas, you got a chance for some small hail today, up to 1 to 2 inches in diameter, as well as some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So I was gonna say, Caitlin, you just hopped in here. Is it supposed to rain in Oklahoma? Yes. If you're in western and central Oklahoma, severe storms are possible with that wind and hail threat, very, very low wind threat. But if you're in eastern Oklahoma, more east of Oklahoma City, we'll be looking at that threat for just thunderstorms. So not anything too crazy. I think mostly everybody today is going to be okay. Could get a couple severe thunderstorm warnings, and I think we do. Let me see. Yes, we do actually have a severe thunderstorm warning. So there is a warning here, and this is for Kingman. So this is Kingman. Kingman, Kansas. So just west of Wichita here. We did get an update on the overlay. We have new warning stuff on it. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Super exciting stuff. A lot of good stuff happening. There's also this massive outflow boundary that's sitting in place here that's kind of allowing these supercells to kind of initiate along a boundary there. So we're watching for that as well. Why my computer is wobbling is wild. Why are you wobbling, computer? Okay, there we go. But yeah, Kingman, Kansas here. You got a severe thunderstorm warning. This is moving south. These systems, I cannot talk, guys. I've been on vacation for 3 days. This is what happens when Mesomac goes on vacation for 3 days. He can't talk. He can't spit out information, and everything disappears. So welcome to the world of my life where I am confused sometimes. But yeah, low and severe weather threat this afternoon here, Wichita, Kansas towards Dodge City, St. John, back down here to western Oklahoma. If you're in that green shaded area, just be mindful. Low and severe weather threat, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to say this now, and this is really interesting. We could, there's a very, very good chance we are covering a landfalling tropical storm or hurricane in Baja California at the end of this week. And I'm not joking when I say that. You guys see this red shaded area here? The models have a pretty good agreement on a tropical system or hurricane kind of going like this as we go toward the end of this week. I'm not joking. And what's even crazier is the fact that this tropical storm, once it moves inland and becomes basically a low pressure, it's going to bring all this moisture up into Arizona and Mexico and Texas. And we could actually see the spawn of severe weather threat set up on Saturday for West Texas and eastern portions of New Mexico. A little bit far out to kind of, we'll talk about that here in a minute, but I wanted to show you guys that because I believe things are cooking down here. Let me check here. Also, Tiffany, good to see you. Thank you for the heart me. Ashley, good to see you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you guys for all the gifts. I appreciate it very much. Mandy as well. Thank you guys. Excuse me, Justin, good to see you as well. Welcome back, guys. I'm super excited to be back. It's been 3 days of off, and I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it. It's just, no, absolutely not. Okay. If you guys don't know, we do have a hurricane, almost a hurricane over here. This is actually something that could head towards Hawaii as we go through the end of this week as well. So we're going to be watching, I believe this is pronounced, I'll have to double check here on the advisory listing. Yeah, we have Tropical Storm Kiko, I guess is the word you pronounce, is actually almost a hurricane. So Kiko is almost a hurricane. Tropical storm status, 999 millibars. Wind speeds at 65 miles per hour and continuing to strengthen. And actually, like I said, this is going to kind of trend on a west-northwest trend here. And we might actually see this head potentially towards Hawaii. So we're going to have to watch that here. But we'll get into the tropics here in just a moment. But there it is. There is Kiko spinning. Like I said, hurricane hunters do not go Pacific. No, they do not. So that's one sad bum thing. They may, with this little disturbance here, I'm not going to be shocked, guys. Like I said, we may have a hurricane heading towards, Baja California, which is the last time we had something like this, was back when Hurricane Hillary made landfall in Southern California, or Southern California / Baja California. So if you believe that hurricanes and tropical systems can't come towards California, they can. It's very rare, but they can. Why not? Just because they don't. I really don't have the answer to that. Mostly they're centered in the Atlantic Basin. They don't do Pacific Basin. I don't think I've ever seen a time where the Hurricane Hunter recon has gone into the Pacific Ocean. Maybe for a storm that's going towards Mexico, but other than that, take a look at this. This is impressive. Very, very impressive. Potentially a tropical storm almost. I'm actually shocked this is not named yet. Or actually it may be named. Hold on a minute. Yeah, not named yet. But this is not, this is what's really interesting about our other storm is we could be watching this head towards Hawaii. This is going to be a Cat 2 hurricane by the end of this week. So we may have a Hawaii threat next week, or the end of this week, which we also may have to talk about more and more and more. But yeah, tropical storm potential here, just outside of Mexico. This is going to head northwestward. It could impact Baja California as we go toward the end of the week. Like I said, that's what we're watching right now. If that does in fact become, potentially to be a trend, we'll keep you guys updated on that there. But this is what everybody's talking about right here. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this. Let me close this out. We'll pull this up. This is all the hype. This is what you guys are seeing. This is round 2 of our next wave here. If you guys remember, we just had Hurricane Aaron, broke many records, went out to sea as forecasted. I forecasted it to go out to sea. Everybody else forecasted it to go out to sea. The only people that weren't forecasting Aaron to go out to sea were the conspiracy theorists and the lunatics that don't know what they're talking about in the weather world. So here we go with round 2. If y'all are ready for it, it's round 2, where we get to deal with the craziness all over again. And the wild thing about these systems that come off the coast of Africa is most of the time they sit out here for 7 to 10 days before they move anywhere. And that's what's going to happen with our next disturbance here is right now we get a 50% chance at this developing in the next 7 days, 10% chance in the next 2 days. Like I said, something we're going to have to watch very, very closely here because there's a lot of uncertainty on where this is going to go. And I've been scrolling on social media all day and, watching other people post and seeing what other Mets are posting out there and just kind of getting an idea what other people are thinking as well, because that's what I do. And most of the guidance takes this out to sea, but there's still a concern that this could head our direction and even towards other islands that are in between the United States and, Africa because of the fact of the differences in our models, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But 50% chance of a tropical cyclone developing here in the Atlantic Ocean in the next 7 to 10 days. I want you guys to understand this right now. We are not really going to have any answers on this until probably the end of this week. And the reason why that is because this storm is going to be moving at about 15 to 20, 25 miles per hour. It is going to be moving very, very slow. If you guys remember when we covered Hurricane Aaron from start to finish, Aaron moved very, very slow as well. It sat over here over Cape Verde for a good couple of days before it finally moved west. We watched Aaron, I think, for 14 to 17 days, something like that. This is going to be the same situation. We're going to be watching this wave as well. I also want to mention, as we go into the middle of September, the ensembles are also picking up on something trying to develop here. And this is where we don't want to see tropical development happen at, because the water temperatures in the Gulf and in the Caribbean right now are absolutely ridiculously warm, meaning we would probably have something rapidly intensify if it were to get going in this type of environment. So we are starting to see the pickup on that here as we go towards the middle of the month. We'll talk about that here in a minute as well. But other than that, other than our beautiful fancy wave here, this is what we've got going on. And we can actually take a look at our wave right now. This is what is eventually going to be an invest. Right now, the National Hurricane Center does not have it as an invest yet. This is our wave. Not this one. This is our wave right here. This came off the coast of Africa yesterday. And as this goes west, it will start to eventually, slowly, gradually take on tropical characteristics here and start to eventually develop a low. I really don't see this becoming a named storm until probably Friday or Saturday. It could be a little bit sooner than that, maybe Thursday, but we're really not looking at any rapid intensification or any crazy development with our next wave here until we probably get closer to the end of this week. So if you're in the United States and you're worried about something coming our way, there's no need to worry right now. And we're well over 10 days out from anything even coming in our direction. It's not that big of a concern, but there's a little bit of a sense of urgency, and I'll talk about why that is here in a minute. We've also got another tropical wave that just came off behind it. I don't think that one's going to be too much of an issue. It should get pulled to the north with the tut that we have. That's our kind of a dent in our jet stream up towards the central Atlantic. But that tropical wave that's already out over here is going to kind of slide underneath of it. So that's something we're going to be watching here for the next couple of days here. Just taking a look at those water temperatures, I want you guys to understand it is warm in the water. The waters are very, very warm. You're taking a look at the above average temperature trend right now. We just have a boiling pot of water all over the Gulf, all over the Caribbean, the East Coast here as well, even where Aaron had moved through, I think, a couple of weeks ago or a week-ish ago. Let me pull this up. Let's take a look at those tools here. Yeah, so we're actually already starting to see where Aaron had moved through. If you guys remember, Aaron went through right here. We're already starting to see the water temperatures recover. So it's not like we're going to have an issue with this storm potentially strengthening as it progresses westward if that were to in fact happen. So there's a lot of scenarios with this wave, guys. Like I said, I want you guys to understand, if you ask me where is it going to go, I don't know the answer to that. No meteorologist knows the answer to that. And the reason why that is because it's so far out. We don't even have a low. We don't have an invest. The second that we get an invest designated from the National Hurricane Center, which will probably be either tomorrow or hopefully in the next 2 or 3 days here, that's when the models will really grab onto this and we'll start to really see some hopeful pinpointing on where the system's going to go. Now let's take a look at our ensembles, right? Let's take a look at these. These are the ensembles from earlier this afternoon. I'll play these out so you guys can see here. We do have a little tropical low off the east coast of Florida right now. This is going to be moving its way out to sea. I'm not expecting anything with this, but a pretty good idea here. So here's our wave. This is through Friday. So I want you guys to understand, between now and Friday, this is not going to move that far. It's not going to move that far much at all, really. So pretty good idea of, you know, this moving its way northwest/west here. But here's the big question mark with this wave. Does it strengthen quickly or does it strengthen slowly? Because the two differences make a huge difference in the overall forecast on where this is going to go. If this strengthens quickly, more than likely a stronger system gets pulled to the north with the high to the north of it as well. It'll feel that ridge weakness like we saw with Aaron, and it'll go out to sea. It'll do some wiggly wobbly stuff, and then it'll go out to sea. A weaker storm that, you know, moves over a longer period of time will typically further track west, therefore giving us a big question mark on where this is going to go after that. So if there were to be any United States impacts or land impacts, it would be at the end of this week going towards next week. So really over the next 5 to 6 days, we don't have a lot to worry about. But if you can notice here, the GFS ensembles really start to disagree by the time we get to Sunday. And this is now over 6 days out at this point. So we're in 6-day range where you've got a lot of discrepancy. Could go as far south as the Leeward Islands or as far north as out to sea. You guys can get the picture here. The GFS model or the GFS ensembles pretty much want an out to sea system, and I don't personally think they're handling this too well. That's just kind of my opinion on it. We'll see what happens over the next couple of days. We're actually going to get a new run of the ensembles here in just a few minutes. Actually, let's see here. Yeah, we're getting our new run coming in right now already. So we'll start to take a look at that here in just a few minutes. But yeah, here's the overall picture. Like I said, there's not a single ensemble with this wave that takes it, you know, out, you know, toward the United States, which that's the GFS ensemble. So if you guys remember when we were tracking Hurricane Aaron, we had this big difference with the GFS ensembles and the European ensembles until we had that official designation of our low pressure get, you know, or until we had that official tropical depression or invest get called in, the models pick up on that. So until we get that official area, that's, you know, when we'll start to see some consistency. But that's the GFS ensembles. And then also the GFS ensembles are starting to pick up on something towards next week, potentially heading either toward the Gulf or towards the Yucatan or toward the Caribbean. So we'll start to watch that as well. But that's your GFS ensembles. European ensembles, a little bit more concerning. And the reason I say that is because this is why. Look at the difference in the two. These are our two main ensemble runs. So GFS, European. GFS, you guys see the difference, right? We have no idea where this is going to go. Absolutely no idea. If I were to draw a cone myself, it would go as far as here and as wide as here. There's no skill to forecasting that whatsoever. You can't forecast that. I don't care who the hell you think you are. You can't forecast that. There's no skill to it. So once again, I will say, and this is just me, this is just kind of going off of a little bit of experience and kind of seeing how things are going. It's going to be very interesting to see if the European trends with the GFS or if the GFS, you know, goes with the Euro. Because if the Euro were to be accurate, we would have land impacts, whether it be Puerto Rico, the Leeward Islands, the Bahamas. I mean, this has most of your model agreements. Most of your spaghetti plots are heading, you know, west, northwest. You know, the European model only goes so far out. It doesn't go over 300 hours out like the GFS does. But if we get to this time next Thursday, over 14 days out, once again, this is going to take 13 to 14 days to get itself into this area. Once again, we have over 2 weeks of watching this system, possibly even 3. We may be watching this wave until the 3rd week of September, guys. That's how long it's going to take to get this thing out of here. So it's going to be a very long and exhausting update over the next couple of weeks here with this. But even like I said, the European seems to be kind of a more trend with this. The icon started to trend a little bit further west as well with this. But it's interesting too, because both the GFS, the European dermatistic runs, those single model runs that you guys typically see people post that fearmonger and do all that crazy stuff, those are showing them going out to sea. So that's why we can't trust those one single model runs. We have to go based off of ensembles just because they're more accurate. They show the full picture. They show all of the scenarios for each run. So this is something we don't want to see. And even the European also picking up on something coming out. That scared the living daylights out of me. Oh my gosh. Jesus. Even the Yucatan here is picking up, and the Caribbean is picking up on the idea of the next low going up here as we get towards next week. I know I have a new overlay, and that's the first time I've seen the warnings go through, and that just scared the shit out of me. So that was awesome. But yeah, we have a new overlay, guys, which is super exciting. We've been getting updates on that, and it looks really, really freaking good. So I'm excited about that. But at least it works. But yeah, European trend, we don't want to see this. GFS, I'm okay. But you guys, once again, you guys can see the difference. These are all of the GFS ensembles from this afternoon. And then the Euro. GFS, Euro. Look, I'm just going to keep playing this so you guys can see the difference. We have no idea where this is going. And if there's anybody out there that thinks that, they don't know what they're talking about. So, yeah. Like I said, we won't have any idea on where this is going to go anytime soon. Like I said, the United States is on the table. Any land masses that are out in front of this are on the table. I mean, it's just something we have to watch. I know there's a lot of people on social media that are very biased to the GFS ensembles, and they're like, oh my God, it's going out to sea. It's going out to sea. But no, we have Euro support of this going west. I mean, if the Euro model was more spread out and we had more like divergence with our spread, I would be like, all right, maybe the GFS is right. But right now we have one showing one way and then another showing another direction. So you guys can see, you know, what we're looking at here. But let's see if the GFS is taking it further west. Yeah, the GFS is in its own land right now. The GFS model, this is our new coming in right now. What is that? All right, we're going to look at that here in a minute. Is that a severe weather setup in Texas and Oklahoma next week, potentially? I'm going to have to look at that here in a minute. But yeah, you guys can see the GFS is in its own land right now. And that's what happened with Aaron. Aaron had it, is in its own land as well. So we'll see what happens. Do you know what website this is? So the one I was just showing with the ensembles is weathernerds.org, I think is what it is. And then NHC and then Pivotal Weather is what I use. So we'll watch this run come in. But yeah, I don't buy the GFS right now. I think it pulls, hold on a minute. Let me look here and see what it's doing. Yeah, so it sees a weaker ridge. That's what it's doing. It sees that weaker ridge and then starts to kind of push it further to the west. But we're going to have a trough moving through late next week as well, which honestly could hopefully push this thing out to sea. There's a lot of things speculating. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Just a lot of different things to look at here, but that's a pretty big northwest trend. I want to go take a look at what I was just looking at here in a second for the jet stream. What is this? Oh, that makes sense. So crazy enough, there's our big old polar air mass that's going to be coming down. I want you guys to pay attention to something. So we were talking about a minute ago here at the beginning of the stream, the potential for a tropical storm or hurricane to make landfall this week, somewhere here in Baja, California. Watch the low. Once it moves inland here, it's going to get tangled up with a new jet stream that's going to be coming in off of the West Pacific, and it's going to basically set up a severe weather setup in the plains next week, which is crazy. Here it comes. There it goes. We get a trough that merges with it, and we get ourselves a severe weather setup in Texas and Oklahoma next week from a tropical system in the Pacific. Isn't that crazy? Doesn't that blow y'all's minds how weather works? It's wild. No, this is cold air. Yeah, this massive ball of Canadian cold air that you're seeing, yes, all this is that trough that's moving through. That's why we're seeing those cold temperatures through the end of the week. That is our bowling ball trough. This is typically something we would see toward the end of the year, not in September. So, yeah, it's pretty impressive. What's up, Kinsey? Good to see ya. And then there's our tropical system. And like I said, guys, I think next week we're going to be watching the tropics, but we're going to be watching for some severe weather. So, God, that gets me every freaking time, I swear. But yeah, this is really interesting going to next Tuesday. This might actually be a little bit of a potent severe weather setup next week. That would be across the Ohio River Valley. interestingly enough. We haven't seen anything like this in weeks, guys. Like, it's been a while since we've had some severe weather setups, so I'm kind of like out of the rhythm with it a little bit here. And it's once again, it's so weird because it's not weird, but it's so interesting because this is coming from a hurricane. Like, we're going to either have a tropical storm or hurricane making landfall in Baja California this Friday, and then this moisture is going to get surged up with that trough coming in, get caught up in it, and then it's going to surge up in the Ohio Valley. So isn't that wild? We would get severe weather next week, potentially, from a tropical storm in the Pacific Ocean. Crazy. Just crazy how weather works, guys. San Bernardino, California rain. Yes, 100%. Potentially on the table here. But this is interesting. I want to dive into this a little bit more. That's a pretty nice low-level jet, too. Hold on. The marginal severe hodograph. Yeah, we got to watch this on Sunday. Steph, that would be for you on Sunday. You get some severe weather on Sunday from a tropical storm. How about that? And then it just enhances once it goes up north. All right, let's check instability, because instability has been an issue here recently. Well, instability won't be an issue next week. We'll have instability. It's not an impressive severe weather setup as of right now. Texas is going to get the remnants from a storm again that's coming from the Pacific Ocean, which is really interesting. Yeah, we're going to be covering this next week. Or not next week. We're going to be covering this all week as this comes inland. I'm just intrigued on this pattern. Yeah, this is a severe weather wannabe pattern setup right here. When you see these big troughs that start entering the picture, these are what cause severe weather episodes during fall. So when we've been talking to you guys about getting ready for fall severe weather season, even though it's also hurricane season, people don't believe there's a second severe weather season. There always is. There's always going to be. When you have clashes of air masses, you're going to have cold air coming down, warm air coming up. There's always going to be severe weather in the fall every single time, even in the winter months. So typically that shifts further down south as we go towards the winter months, but this is very interesting, and it's been trending as well. Thank you guys for the follows, by the way. If you are new, do hit that follow button. I really appreciate it. All right, let's kind of run through our checklist here. Do we have dew points next week? Jesus, we will have dew points next week. Oh no, it's all coming back. The summer heat wave is coming back. Look at this, guys. So right now, dew points are going to go crashing down. It's going to be dry as heck going into the weekend with the dew points gone. And then as we go into next week, we're going to have a tropical push of moisture moving in, and then boom, we're right back at it again. So, I mean, severe weather may make a return next week, on top of watching the tropics, which is very interesting. Let's take a look at those temps as well. So there's those temps coming down for a couple days, and then right back into the 80s again in next week. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. And you can see, dude, the GFS has a Cat 2 hurricane in 3 days slamming into Baja, California. The last time I saw this happen was Hurricane Hillary, and that was 4 years ago. We're going to be covering a hurricane this week, making landfall in California. Baja, California, not California. And that's something. How bad is it going to be in North Dakota? I'm not too worried about North Dakota right now. I think you guys are going to be okay. Damn it to hell. Hold on. I'm telling you guys, we get 2 weeks off from weather happening across the United States after Aaron, and then boom, it's like crazy madness hits. So, and we even have snow popping up. I mean, you guys want rain. You want rain in Texas, Oklahoma. You're going to get it next week if this validates. I mean, that's actually, sorry, that's this week. That's in 6 days. This is in 6 days. That's on the 7th. You want rain, you want severe weather in Oklahoma and Texas, you're definitely going to get it. That's definitely for sure. So that's a very impressive setup, if that verifies. And then it produces an MCS the following week. Like, this boundary just sits in place. We're going to be covering Texas and Oklahoma a lot next week, on top of the tropics. So it's going to be busy. It's going to be very, very busy next week. Start taking notes if you're on my weather team for next week. It's going to be busy next week, that's for sure. Thank you guys for the follows, by the way. Austin, what's up, bud? Good to see you. Let's look at QPF and see. Tully, you'll probably have to wait till we get closer to Jesus. That's too much rain. That's way too much rain. We don't want that. Way too much rain. Way, way, way too much. And that's in 6 days. I don't like that either. Yeah, way too much. That's going to be a problem if that verifies. I mean, they've got some of these totals are pushing 12 and 13 and 20 inches of rain in Baja California if that wave goes. I'm really shocked NHC hasn't done anything on that. Yeah, there it goes. We're going to get a hurricane slamming into Baja California in 3 days, guys. I keep saying that. It's just wild to me. It's very rare that we see these systems do this. Very rare. Very, very rare. I said the GFS is showing it. I think the Euro is showing it. I'll double check. Yep, European shows it as well. A little bit weaker, though, on the Euro. It's so weird. Does Icon go with it, too? Yeah, Icon has it fizzling out. Telling y'all, this forecasting is wild. That might be the most wildest scenario I've seen the GFS model output. Cat 2 makes landfall in Baja California, sends the moisture to the north, redevelops a low pressure over Texas and Oklahoma, gives us a massive flooding event with severe weather in 4 days, 4 to 5 days. That's a first. We'll see. I mean, it is the 18Z GFS run, so. Yeah, this is a La Nina pattern right here setting up. More technically neutral to La Nina, but this is really going to start to bring severe weather into the picture as we go into next week. I think we're going to have lots of severe weather next week. Whether it be isolated or sporadic. Let me see if the pictures here are picking up on it. The CPC is picking up on it a little bit. It's not super impressive, but there it is for next week. Very low right now. We'll see if when these update, if they change at all. All right, let's go back out and look at the tropics here. I'm telling you guys, it's just that time of the year where random things happen. Yeah, I don't buy this. I don't buy this scenario right now. I don't think that this wave is going to go all the way northwest like that. I just don't see that happening. I think the GFS is on one right now. That's going to have to make a lot of ground by Monday next week. I want you guys to see the difference. So this is the 18Z GFS that's coming in right now. That's where our system's at, our tropical wave. Now, hold on a minute. I'll scoot this back down here in just a second. So that's where it was a minute ago. And then here's the icon. Look at the icon. The icon goes here. Oh, shucks. There we go. So that's where the icon goes. Oh, shoot. Sorry. GFS was up here. Icon was here. Where'd the Euro go? What is this? I'm so confused. It's like doing the wiggly wobbly. Anyways, yeah, just a lot of things to watch for, guys. Like I said, we're not in panic mode or anything right now. We're just kind of chatting. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them at me. Anything hitting Houston? No, you guys should be okay. Looking at low going into Scotland. Yeah. Thule, thank you for the greeting heart. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So here's my question. If it pulls to the north and it starts tracking west, does it go here or does it go out to sea? My bet is it's going to go out to sea. What are they saying that it has it going out to sea? I'm not saying it's going out to sea. I don't think any degree met that I've seen is not. We're not making any assumptions on it right now because it's going to be over 10 days before we have an idea on what it's going to do. It's not even developed into a low pressure yet. Like there's just convection right now. It's not anything there. I'm not even going to make an assumption on where it's going to go yet because I have no idea. The GFS ensembles like the idea of it recurving, but the European ensembles want land interaction. So GFS, European. GFS, European. Big difference. Huge, huge, huge difference. So there's no telling what this is going to do until we get some consistency with our models. And that's not happening right now. And I know you guys want answers, and I don't have those answers, sadly. That's what sucks about it, so. I hate it. I hate it so much, but there's not much we can do. Let's take a run. I believe 18Z is going to be coming in here. I'm really shocked the National Hurricane Center did not go with a, excuse me, with a tropical, like a low chance of something developing off the east here. But here's our wave. That's by Thursday. Pretty good agreement on that. Go back to that GFS run, just taking a look at it. Yeah, it's going to go out to sea. That one. If this run will make it go out to sea. And then there's the wave right now. So very, very disgusting looking wave. It's not doing anything impressive. It's not developing right now. It's not strengthening. Just a bunch of convection. So we may see a little bit of a flare up there towards DMX tonight. Once DMX starts going, we'll start to see this thing kind of potentially start to perk up a little bit. It's fighting a lot of things again too, so it's a little bit difficult for this thing to just explode like Aaron did. Okay. So, Arkansas should be okay. I don't see any issues for Arkansas. I just want to see where this Fantasyland run is going to go. Thank you guys for the follows. Thank you. Thank you. If you are new to the channel, do hit that follow button. Starting tomorrow, guys, we will be going live 3 times a day. First off, also, if you have not entered my Discord channel, the link is in my bio to enter my Discord. Starting tomorrow between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. every single morning, I will be in my Discord chat. If you guys have questions, if you want to come hang out while I work on stuff in there, you guys can do that. We will be doing that every single morning going forward. Hang out with Mezzo Matt, ask questions, weather related, watch me work on stuff, whatever you want to do. That'll be between 8 and 10 every single morning starting tomorrow. And then I'll have a live stream every day we'll have 3 live streams a day. 2, if not 3, but right now the plan is 3. We'll be doing them from 10 a.m. to noon, and then we'll have another one from 2 to 4, and then from 6 p.m. to like 8 p.m. And if we have weather coverage or anything to coverage, clearly we would be on longer, the way longer than all of that if that's need to be. But that's something I'm rolling out starting tomorrow just so we can get more updates out to you guys as they happen. So it's been 1,025 days since a tropical storm last tracked. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, Austin. It's very rare though too that happens, unless it comes out of the Gulf. Yeah, this is an interesting jet stream. So this would favor some severe weather across this catty corner going towards the end of next week, but it's a little far out to kind of get to that point. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. Will be definitely interesting for sure. So once again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask those questions. I'm going to stay on here for just a little bit longer. We're doing a shorter video today, or a shorter stream today, just because I've got stuff I got to get worked on after this. So just taking a look here. Yeah, GFS is doing some interesting things. This looks very, very similar to Hurricane Aaron. Very similar. I want to see the National Hurricane Center do their next advisory too, so. What's up, Mandy? How's the weather from Wisconsin down to Kentucky Saturday? It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold. Cooler and cold, I guess, is the word we'll use. Shouldn't see much of like any terms of rain or anything, but it's just gonna be cold. Cooler, I guess is the word I'll use. What's up, Annie? Alrighty. Yeah, so GFS is doing some interesting things there. But yeah, we'll just see what happens over the next couple of days. We'll be doing updates with you guys. I don't see anything crazy or dramatic happening until we get closer to the weekend. So really the next couple of days, we'll just be watching the wave, talking, you know, pattern recognition, kind of going from there. If there's anybody that's in stream that's, like I said, interested also still in those weather lessons, just message me. I'm getting with people on that as I can. But yeah, like I said, just kind of waiting and seeing what's going to happen with this. So yeah, Gianna, I guess your question didn't pop up because I didn't see it either. So, ooh. But yeah, that's the plan. Like I said, I'll be starting my mornings early with you guys. So if you guys are not in my Discord, go hop in my Discord because you guys can chat with me every single morning for 2 hours. If you are in my Discord, we'll be hanging out and doing the thing. I might actually hop in there. I might actually hop in the Discord for a little bit once I get off here just to kind of test it out and see. You guys can't be shy, though. You can't be shy. You have to hop in there and hang out. You can't be shy. How's Putsakana looking for September 4th through 8th? Gotta watch the Tropics. It's gonna be busy. We could have something heading that direction potentially toward the end of the week. So got lots of things to figure out, guys, with our weather pattern. Welcome to September. Is it not going to turn? It should turn. It should be able to turn here. It looks very, very identical. Very identical to Aaron. Very identical. Ridging, break. We'll see if the ridging holds. If we have a stronger ridge, this would suppress it further to the west, which would be an issue. But yeah, guys, we may be tracking that hurricane down in Baja at the end of this week. We'll definitely cover it, that's for sure. It says action can't be complete. That's weird. Yeah, I've got people. Well, that was yesterday that joined. What's up, Broken Halo? What's up, Eddie? It's being weird. Okay, I'll have to fix it again if it's not working. Carissa, what's up? We're just watching the update come in here, seeing where it's going. We'll be wrapping up stream, guys, here in about a few minutes because we've already almost been on here for an hour. So I'm just doing a shorter stream today, and then tomorrow we'll be kind of getting into it and grinding into it. I know Ashley and Carissa, you guys join when I'm getting off, but it's okay. It's a very short stream today. We'll be starting our 3-time streams tomorrow. So Carissa and Ash, if you guys are thinking what I'm thinking, when I get off stream, we can run some COD. Just saying. No, you're fine, Ash. You're fine. You guys are fine. I just wanted to get on here today and just do a little bit of an update. Is a hurricane going to hit Louisiana? Hopefully not. Definitely not anytime soon, though. Yep, so if the GFS were to be correct, at least the dermatistic run, this is over 12 days out, so take this with a grain of salt, but looks to be like we'll have ridging here, and once again, the weakness would be felt, and the models would take this out, I would say, at least. It's interesting, too, because that ridge build's a little bit stronger. For Discord, I had to copy the link and open the browser. Okay, yeah, that maybe... I just reset it, too. It's weird. It's so weird. Yeah, you guys may have to do that. I'm going to hop in the Discord when I get off here for just a little bit, and if anybody wants to come in there and hang out, you guys can. So... It is in my bio, Mason. Austin says fall isn't looking good for my weather, for my area either. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. I want to see where the GFS is taking this. Excuse me. It's just like this storm is not going to move at all. This is Friday. It's going to take forever to move. What's up, Meg? Oh. Whoa. Did I miss that? Hold on. The GFS did something really sneaky on this run. I know this is over 250 hours out. I just saw it on the trough. Take a look at this, guys. Take a look at this. This is at the end of the run here. We're just kind of in La La Land, but... it tries to get a little tropical going last minute. The GFS just picked up on that. Little baby bean there popping up. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. That's going to be that wave that comes out of... well, that's interestingly enough, this actually lines up pretty well because the European and the GFS ensembles are showing a low pressure early next week coming out of the Caribbean. And if that were to validate, the models may start to pick up on that now. We may start to see that. So not only are we going to have to worry about Gabrielle, or what will become Gabrielle, we'll have Humberto right behind it, potentially. So we're just taking a look at pattern recognition, guys. It's not a set stone for certain thing. But yeah, I'm waiting to see if the GFS 18Z is going to go with the interesting. You're scaring Houston. Nah, we're good in Houston. Anything for Louisville, Kentucky, other than the cold front swinging through this weekend and a little bit of rain on Wednesday and Thursday? Shouldn't be nothing other than that. Whoa! I know we're not seeing this already. This is not good. I know this is 300 hours out, but this would be huge for severe weather. Yeah, this would be the start of that fall season right there. I haven't seen this on a model run since the spring. That is a classic severe weather setup right there, if that were to happen. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm telling you, guys on the weather team, what did I tell you guys? We hit the middle of September and boom, tropics get going, second fall severe weather season gets going, and we're at it all over. I'm telling you guys, I hope y'all enjoyed your vacations because it's going to get crazy as we go into the month. So this signals when we start to see the models, and granted, this is over 200 plus hours out, so it's probably going to change, hopefully for the good. But when we start to see, these are what we call bowling ball troughs. A trough gives us an idea of what the jet stream is doing. It's basically the jet stream. It gives us the idea of if a high pressure is there, a low is coming in, if, there's going to be severe weather or any type of, it basically tells us our weather pattern. And so when you see a big old horseshoe shaped trough like this, typically on the right side of the trough, you get a lot of fast moving jet stream winds. We're going to have an open gulf here. So moist air will flow in and stability will flow in front of that trough. And a lot of the times, this is where our big severe weather outbreaks come from. This is where our tornado outbreaks come from. I'm not saying that because it's over 300 hours out, but I'm trying to give you guys an idea of what to expect as we go into that fall severe weather season. So already starting to see this is a little bit concerning. I really think once we get past this week, going into next week, it's going to get crazy. Whether it's tropics, severe weather, or whatever. Yeah, I did say that. I know I did. Yeah, so, and then the models are picking up on this, which is even weirder, so. Yeah, we've got a lot of things we've got to watch, guys. We're going to be busy. We are going to be super, super, super busy. So. Excuse me, that's a 943 on the GFS. Minnesota should be good right now. Yeah, other than a little bit of severe weather tomorrow, that's about it. This is just wild to me. This is not something we've seen in forever. Jesus, that is beautiful, though. Beautiful. I know it's a long ways out. That is a beautiful trough right there. That would be huge, and then you would have a ridge underneath of it. So as this trough, I bet what's going to happen... Yep, we're going to see this trough swing in and go negative. Dude, Manders, are you still in here? Are you still in the stream? I'm waiting for Manders to see if she's in here. She may have left. I don't know. But anyways, I was going to say, I bet weather Twitter is about to pop off when this gets posted later on. This is insane. This is every Storm Chaser's dream setup right here is when we start to see these pop up into the picture. Yeah, this weather Twitter is going to explode with this afternoon. I'm ready for it. And it's on the 18Z GFS too, which just makes it even funnier. Manders was in here. Wow. Wow, Manders. Thanks for acknowledging me. She's pretty. We should see the low tilt and move up, and we'll see that jet stream scream across. That's where that severe weather would be at if we go into that week. I mean, this is over 13 days out, so probably not going to happen right now, but... Listening ears on, Manders. I'm just kidding. No, I was just saying Weather X is going to blow up over this. Let me look at instability on this. It probably will, Billy, if it were to happen, but it's over 10 days out, so we take it with a grain of salt. But the instability is going to return next week. Lots of instability next week. So I'm telling you guys, we're going to see an uptrend next week with severe weather. It's going to have to almost happen. Look at that hodograph too. We got a Tor hodograph, a little bit of a slinky looking trough there, or skew T there as well. So, I mean, it's just, we're at that time. It's here. You want to talk about instability and you want severe weather. I mean, you don't want severe weather, but this is what I was waiting to see. So as this trough is moving in, we're going to see all of this instability start to surge back up again into the plains. And we haven't seen that in weeks. It has been a long time since we've seen something like this setup happen. I mean, we're talking April and May was the last time we saw something like this. So that's what happens. You get the trough coming in, you have that low, moves in, pulls that moisture up. That's what the troughs do. Pulls that instability up as well. We'll start to see that plummet surge. Florida will potentially be seeing tropical moisture move in. We're just kind of watching tropics for you guys. We're not a part of the severe weather now. That's a lot of instability. That's concerning. Oh. Hold on a moment. We have a 70-mile-per-hour severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know how this is producing 70-mile-per-hour winds, but I guess it is. That's just south of Woodward, Oklahoma. I don't know, Diego. I have no idea. We're just kind of talking models right now. We'll talk more here in just a little bit on it. Do I know when temperatures in Georgia will start to chill? You'll get a little bit of a cool refresh with the front coming through on Thursday and Friday, but it's not going to be a big difference just because the front's going to be so far to the north. Oh my gosh, that is something right there. Look at that. That's almost like an omega block pattern as we go in the middle of September. Interesting. Well, if this pattern were to verify going towards next week, we would see a huge high pressure setup here, and that's going to allow for warm temperatures again. There's not a hurricane in the Atlantic right now. It is a wave. It is a tropical wave. It's not a depression. It's not a storm. We're just watching it. There's not a lot of information on it until we get it to start doing its thing. So, yeah, this is what I don't want to see as we go towards the 300-hour mark, is start to see these lows pop up. GFS has our next wave going out to sea, but I don't know how much I'm going to buy that. So, like I said, guys, time will tell. So. All right, I will probably wrap up stream, guys, here in about 5 minutes, and then we'll have another update tomorrow. If anybody would like to hop in my Discord with me, I'm gonna hop in my Discord channel once I get off here for just a little bit so I can work on some stuff. If you're in here and you want to come in and ask questions, just hang out, get to know each other, feel free to do that. It's open to anybody if you're in the Discord, so. Oh yeah, the Ohio River Valley will get severe weather as we go into the fall, 100%. Yeah, I'll hop in there with you guys if anybody wants to chat. We can walk over some things, talk about some things. I'll give you guys some more. I'll be able to give you guys a little bit more of my opinion off stream because I have to be careful with what I say just because it's social media. But when we're off there, I can go a little bit more in depth with you guys on it. So yeah, just copy link in the browser. Yep. Just a quiet beginning and the end. That's how it worked last year, Billy, which was crazy. That's how it worked last year, so. Yeah, I don't think that either. It's fine. It happens. Also, Hopi, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. KJ as well, thank you for the gifts. So. All right, y'all. Well, let me get off here. I'm going to go run to the bathroom and I'll get that set up. I'll go hop in that Discord channel here in just a few minutes with you guys. Other than that, guys, I appreciate the love, the gifts, the taps, the follows. Ro comes in here as soon as I'm getting off, and I love that. Ro, we're going to Discord for a little bit to hang out. So we'll talk some stuff in there, hang out in there for a little bit. And then I will be back on here for you guys tomorrow morning. I might post a late, quick video update tonight when NHC's update comes out. If it needs to be updated, I will. Other than that, I'll see you guys back in here later. Goodbye.